you guys about the GOAT. I'm not talking about James. And his GOAT card is now available in my team.
A breathtaking view of the New York City skyline is taken from the Empire State Building. We're coming to you live from Manhattan. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up with Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan, and we're pleased to have on the sidelines tonight David Aldridge. Here's a chance to check out the New York Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. They've got Big Dog. Scott is out there with Doc. Then it's the franchise, and it's Wallace in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Payton is out there with Barrett, and it's Harkless in at the 3, the small forward. Well, adjusting to the NBA game for this latest class of rookies, Doris, always growing pains, a feeling out process. It's always interesting to watch that being put together.
There are, Kev. There always seem to be a couple of welcome to the NBA moments as a rookie. Certainly you might take your lumps here and there, but this is a talented young group. Can't wait to see what they do.
I can't either. Now the Bulls with it. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. Outside. And the pass to Barrett for the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
It's stolen by Randall. Payton with the ball, and it's Wallace picking him up. Here's Harkless, and it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Randall no good. And here are the Bulls now. It's a 3-point game. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
It's taken away by Wallace. In transition, here come the Bulls. Passes to the franchise. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Payton passes to Harkless. Kicks it to Barrett. Robinson against Wallace. Pass to Harkless. 3-pointer. New York, no good that time either.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
And he's good on the 3 ball.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
For the finish, and Wallace slams in.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And Greg, you want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
And so New York calls timeout, their first. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, you know, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
So for the Bulls, Scotty's checked in for Wallace. And in for Big Dog. Knicks trail by 8. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And it's Robinson with the jam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Here's the franchise in the game against Toronto. Very impressive.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
And it's the machine with the foul. That's his first foul. On defense, the Bulls. Now here's Harkless. And it's blocked by Scott. They get it back. Here's Randall. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
And he gets the bucket. The franchise has got 6.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And you know this, Greg. He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. This is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use, you're right. Aaron, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Knicks ball.
.152 left here in the first quarter.
Thus far, they haven't gotten the ball inside at all.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for him in this period, and they're struggling as a result. And this is something this guy takes pride in, capitalizing on second chance opportunities.
Robinson with the block, and he gets it back. Here's Shorty. Another 3 for Chicago.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Knicks trail by 7. Pass to Robinson. .109 left in the first quarter. And stolen by Scott. Down low. And it's Scott with the jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And Barrett gets it to go.
Well, efficiency is everything, right? So far in this one, this guy has been on the money.
The pass to Scott. Scott, good.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Knocked away. Payton looking it over. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Well, in the pick and roll, Elfrid Payton trying to advance his skill set. Nice play right there.
Shorty, the pass to Scott. Here's the franchise. The kick out to Scott. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Chicago.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter. From deep. And that shot was go in. And so it's the Chicago Bulls going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. Back right after this. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she breaks herself off there. And, you know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
She was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
We've got Ntilikina, Bobby Portis out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Trier in at the 2 guard. That's the 5 for New York right now.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Ntilikina after the Bulls pick up 2. Here's Harkless. Another miss, his 6th of the night after 6 shot attempts. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And New York making a change here. Dotson's checked in. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Ntilikina. Some last season stats for him. Last season put up about 5 points a game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And clearly he's having a tough stretch here, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity. That'll be key.
Right, because everyone gets out of rhythm on occasion. It feels harder than it should be, but you've just got to keep working.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. But Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. And the Knicks with possession here after the Bulls pick up 2. And a wide open look for Portis. Misses off the right iron.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And there it is for him.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
What was most disturbing to me, Greg, was they didn't have a backup plan, right? The threes aren't falling. What do you do next?
Calling my phone.
for Chicago. Scotty's checked in for the franchise. Campbell comes in for Big Dog. And it's the dude in for Scott. Here's Trier. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And there's a whistle. There's a foul. That's going to go on the dude. That's his first foul. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Offensive rebound. Shot's good by Gibson. Gibson's got 4 this quarter.
Well, Taj Gibson has built his NBA game on his ability to rebound the basketball consistently. What a great nose for it he has.
Now here's Wallace. Scott dishes to Wallace. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Campbell's shot's good.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
And the Knicks with possession here. Following the three-point basket by Chicago.
Well, Taj Gibson able to use that big physical body well on that drive right there. That's good stuff.
You talk about a player who is a consummate pro, Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
Now, here's Portis. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA, but now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
A different look for New York. Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Barrett comes in for Alonzo Trier. And it's Payton in for Frank Ntilikina. And he's good on the second.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
Here's Campbell. Following the basket by Elfrid Payton. Robinson with the block. And here is Payton. Outside Portis. At the elbow, it's Robinson. Inside, Payton. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Robinson with the block. 1:12 left in the first half of the game. The Bulls leading by 16. Here's Walls, and he dunks it down.
Reversed it home. That was ready.
Agreed. The agility on display. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. They get to take on the Magic in Orlando after this one. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Payton. Julius Randle's checked in for New York. Reese Harkless comes in for Damian Dotson. Baddest ones checked in for the Bulls. Here's Scott. Cans the 12-footer. And the Bulls lead by 20.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Robinson finds Randle. Back to Robinson. And the basket is good. Robinson's got 6.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
And Campbell throws it down.
Of the 2 offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
And it's a foul called on Doc. That's his first foul. Got a piece of it. Now here's Harkless. Campbell defending. Passes it to Barrett. Shot clock at 6. Here's Peyton. Misses from short range. And so it's Chicago, controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be right back after this.
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Chicago came ready to play. Competing with a chip on their shoulders, they started things off with an 11-3 run. After a solid quarter of play, they held a 10-point lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to... Doc has been sensational.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So the Bulls 5 right now. Doc is out there with Scott. Then there's Wallace. Then it's the franchise. And it's Big Dog in at the small forward. Doris, there are these players whose wingspans exceed their height by 6 inches or more. They're called +6ers, kind of a new term. Talk about that with the scouts look into those numbers.
Well, one of the things you like to have in a defensive player is length and versatility along with that length. So guys who maybe their size lists them at one thing, but that length enables them to guard a little bit differently. Guys like Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Montrezl Harrell, all of those guys might be listed a certain size, Kevin, but boy, their length is problematic and makes them such exceptional defensive players.
Randall no good. Chicago's gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. Here's Scott. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Peyton left side. Lots of room. Rebound by the Bulls.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Here's Doc. Releases from the wing and drills it. Doc's got 16 points.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Now here is Robinson. 6 points for him. He kicks it to Barrett. Tipped away to end the run. Robinson misses.
Well, an 0 for 3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
And it goes down 2 points. 18 points for Doc.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. The aggressive, assertive move there.
New York calls timeout.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Here it's the numbers for Robinson, how he performed last season. He was around 7 points per, almost 2.5 blocks and 6 rebounds. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, the one thing you can't teach is size. He's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but certainly a valuable backup for this team.
Now here's Payton, and it's a foul called on Doc. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Knicks, Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson, and it's Trier in for Payton. Randall down low, and out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Big man who was forgotten about during free agency, Randall could be an impact player for the Knicks.
The Knicks missed out on the marquee names they were after, but Randall should give them great production for quite some time. Not a huge name, but a young talent that can help this team.
The Knicks making a switch here. Ntilikina's checked in. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded closely. Pass to Ntilikina, and it's the machine with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. That one falls.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Ntilikina looking it over. Sweet little floater.
Boy, floaters are notoriously difficult shot, but Ntilikina makes it look easy.
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Outside, Scott. Here's Doc. Pass to Big Dog. From deep three-point range, good on the triple. Big Dog's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Bulls.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Off they go on a 3-on-1 break. And it's Wallace with the jam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Here's Trier. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Ntilikina gets the bucket.
Ntilikina's reach and athleticism is absolutely a factor inside. He can score it in there, make no mistake.
Well, you knew the Knicks were going to try and make a huge splash over the summer in free agency.
But you know this, Greg. Sometimes you swing hard at the pitch and you miss. And that's one of the problems of putting all your eggs in the free agency basket.
Yep, that one goes.
And boy, he can see blood in the water attacking a somewhat helpless team right now.
Well, you love that there's no let-up in how they're playing. They want to dominate every aspect, including second-chance points.
We've got 1:13 left in the third. Trier, that's good.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
Drains it from beyond the arc. 23 points for Doc.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
They double him with Wallace. Harkless with it. That one a little long.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Wallace misses. For New York, they've gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Trier, and it's blocked. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Wallace misses. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Harkless. It's deflected. And here we go. Fast break. Wallace has got it. Here's the franchise. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
And so it's Chicago with a 34-point advantage heading into the break. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And how about a look now at our assist to the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The Knicks shooting the ball at 42%. We've got Knox. He's out there with Reggie Bullock. Ilakina out there with Robinson. And it's Dotson in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
It was such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Of course, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have 2 goals. Instead of 1 championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
Scott hits them both. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Robinson passes to Knox. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And Kevin Knox, yet another player out of the University of Kentucky. We've seen so many enter the NBA from that program. What they love about Kevin Knox is his ability to score at all 3 levels.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. And with Knox, the Knicks kept feeding him minutes, Doris, allowing him to learn on the fly.
Yes, because of the circumstance with his team, he got a lot of the offense running through him as the season progressed. And for Kevin Knox, he had ample room to grow and make mistakes, and that's critical to his development.
The pass to Shorty. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth.
I I love the efficiency he's playing with tonight. Not scoring as much as usual, but he's been effective, and they're winning.
Here's Ntilikina to the middle. Knox misses.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
And he's able to get it back. Hits the three-point bomb. 6 points for Shorty.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Here's Ntilikina. Goes back up. Passes it to Dotson. Back to Knox. Shot clock at 5. Rebound by the Bulls. Big Dog's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Scott. Off with the layup. For New York, they've gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. But they get it back. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Knox has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Ntilikina may not be the prototypical lead guard, but he puts it on time and on target right there.
Shorty the pass to Walls. Fires the 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on baddest one. That's his first foul. Some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live, because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. And there's the slam dunk to finish off.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Shorty the pass to Big Dog. And that one drops.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight, Greg. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Dotson can't hit. Well, Chicago's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's Shorty. Missed inside. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Dotson. Campbell defending. New York again turning it over. So for the Knicks, Ellington comes in for Damian Dotson. And it's Trier in for Ntilikina. And Chicago also making a switch. Hutchison's checked in. The Bulls have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Pass to Campbell. Here's baddest one. Bulls moving the ball around. Fires from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Bulls.
One area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Doc.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
Here's Woods. Buries the long-range jumper.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and the call will go against the great. That's his first foul. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Now here's Ellington. He's tightly guarded. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Bullock from the arc. Chicago grabs the miss. Here's Campbell. Jump shot is good that time.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time